So the Commission can address these two questions in our view via addressing improvements in a number of key areas. And I know you outlined them in your introduction, but just to go through the 5 of them here. The first one is the specialist versus a general reserve. And as a precursor to this topic, we have to do away with the concept that the only thing the reserve can engage in is training. And this must be abandoned in favor of the concept of the reserve engaging in training and support to the PDF, with all of that, with everything that it encompasses. To see us as training for training's sake on into the future will be problematic at best, especially if the reserve is to be meaningfully utilised going forward. In terms of what the specialist reserve could be, yes, CIS engineers, the medical corps, they all lend themselves to this in some way, shape or form. So the structure of these particular reserve elements, how they promote internally, how their ranks are given on joining. Should an individual be ascribed a rank based on their external civilian qualification? Should promotion only take place when the external civilian qualification is increased? Like, for example, when an EMT upgrades to a paramedic, do they similarly get a promotion in their reserve capacity? This has a lot of benefits, practically 0 internal training requirements, that the specialist skills would be predominantly external and only internal conversion training would be required. These are all the kind of questions that the Commission, and yes, the white paper was supposed to address this, but this is what the Commission could address regarding going forward with a specialist reserve. That's not to say a general reserve isn't of great military value as well, and they would be the more military traditional corps, artillery, infantry, cavalry, and whatnot. But they need to be given a specific role, ideally linked to their corps. So what is it that those particular reserve elements can do for their corps? To say that the specialist reserve should be prioritized over general reserve, or a general reserve specialized or prioritized over specialist reserve, is to miss the point that both classes of reserve need to exist in order to ensure that you attract people from those particular backgrounds. One group becomes specialists, the other provide a surge capacity that is of great value. But flexibility ultimately must be the watchword here of the Commission.